All right, guys. Fewer people than we normally have. Only 17 at the moment. That's unusual. Well, I hope that means it's been a good weekend for you guys. I know the days are kind of probably blending together for you, but it's nice to see you. It's nice to start my Mondays off like this. How you guys doing today?
Good.
Good. I see a thumbs up. Yeah, hanging in. I know it's kind of almost a stupid question at this point. It's nice to see all the thumbs up. Yeah, we got Jacob. Nice. Okay. Oh man, I'm a little slow today, so I'll try to wake myself up. Well, again, it's good to see you guys. I wanted to start off today as I normally do, just by giving a couple of shout outs. In the middle school, I believe it's fair to say that my class, the 8th grade, is doing more work than any other class. And I think the work that you're doing has gotten better and better and better. So I'm excited about that. I really appreciate your effort. I know it's hard in a time like this when you're asked to be doing something you've never done before, which is hold yourselves accountable. So I appreciate your efforts, and I appreciate the fact that you're really progressing with it. I want to remind you that your blended work is mandatory. I cannot, I've said it a billion times before, but I'm going to say it a billion and one. The reason why blended learning is important is that it's reading at your level. Let me explain exactly what I mean by that. So the reading we're doing on Common Lit is sometimes at your level. It's sometimes well above your level. It's sometimes below your level. You look, oh, Mariah, it's good to see you. It's sometimes above your level, below your level, at your level. In order to progress with maximum efficiency in reading, you have to be reading at your level. So that is what Reading Plus provides, reading at your level or just above your level. That is what Lexia provides. And that's why it's so important. I'll leave it at that. So there it is. That is why we do those blended programs. They may, in fact, be the most important programs that we do. All right. With that said, we have a new story this week. But before we start our new story, we're going to wake up our brains with a little game of Kahoot. So I'm going to share my screen. Holy cow, Cassandra. You're normally so peppy. You're like,
I'm gonna wreck you all. No, you're not. I've been searching up all the answers over the weekend.
oh God. Oh no, it's Quack Quack. He's here. Oh God, help us all.
Hell yeah,
Right.
I am.
Sharing my screen. Going over to my internet. And here's Kahoot. Yes. And guess what I found a quiz on? I love it. So we have a quiz on on the necklace, and whoever wins, I will take away some of your blended assignment for the week. So it's for keeps. Let's play it like it's for real. Let's get going here. Let's wake up, including myself. Fish is Cholono. Oh, you're garbage.
Hey. Hey, who took my what? Hey, what?
Harold's upset.
Man, you fakes.
Waiting for a few people here.
What are you doing in my swamp?
Come on, guys, sign in. 15, we're almost there. Why does this take so long? How did we lose one? All right, once it gets back up to 15, I'm starting it. All right, I'm starting this madness. Here we go, guys.
Hello there. Uh-oh, retard alert.
All right.
Retard alert, class.
Yeah, that is. Guys, enough of the sound effects.
Now this is the way to know if we did or didn't do good.
Let's go.
Your garbage reel.
Religious?
Who's your garbage
What is
reel?
wrong with you?
Religious. And in God we trust.
Your garbage reel. Who is that?
Main character's name. Oh, that's easy.
That's yeah.
It is you.
I forgot.
Madame Paris. Madame Forestier. Madame Sears.
I'm gonna drop all the way down.
What? I feel like someone would actually go all the way back to the story and look at it again.
Oh, I got it right.
Of course it's Madame Loisel. What? Madame Sears.
Actually,
What?
All right. Moving along here.
bro, we're green gaming, bro. Obviously, her husband
died at a young age.
Obviously, because everyone uses her money.
Oh,
Green game.
All right. Obvious answer.
oh man, I got it wrong. No, I chose the wrong one.
An MVP 400 francs. I don't know what francs are, but they're probably big.
No, never mind.
Franks are money.
I don't know who Frank is.
Oh, here comes Chilano.
Ew. She was a little cat who just wanted everything for herself.
How much you bet someone's gonna pick that?
He's right. That's a correct answer.
Oh, nobody picked that.
All right. You guys are doing pretty well here. Oh, there goes Cholono.
Who is your garbage reel? Oh my god.
Oh.
Harold
I
was
swear.
Harold. That's why he was so mad.
Yes, they took my goddamn thing. Why would you know?
You're right. That's wrong. That's wrong, brother. On reading it.
Curiosito.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Here
garbage.
comes garbage.
To buy a dog.
Zip
I am done.
vacation.
Buy all of France. Nintendo Switch.
Stop it with circles and arrows. Kind of annoying.
Who actually chose another answer?
Go on vacation.
Go on vacation.
Nice. All right. You're garbage. Uh-oh.
What?
Freaking.
Why do you think?
I'm going with my gut. I'm hungry. It's not going to work.
Yeah, now for the writing.
Sim.
Come on. That was an easy one. Okay, you're garbage hanging. Ooh, who is dog or good?
Simp. She's a simp. I'm not a lady selling a simp.
Stop drawing.
All right, that's right. Everyone loved her. All right, unlike the person who's doing the drawing. So be cool to your peers. More importantly, be cool to your aging teacher. Let's stop the drawing. It's not about you. All right, your garbage is hanging in there. Oh, that's a streak of 9. That's impressive.
A simp took it. Ooh, that's a lie. Gem, so.
There you go.
Oh, that was
That's an easy one. The main character decided to keep it. It was broken. You guys are killing me.
Jimmy's not. Oh.
Nice garbage.
Reading.
Basura on the move.
How did the main character pay for
That
it?
goes 500 francs, 2,200 francs, 3,600 francs, or
2 francs.
Obviously 2 francs. I'm just gonna choose that because I'm already low.
Oh, I remember this.
I love how they just. I'm a chooker.
I'm too low on the list. I'm just gonna choose.
What?
Oh,
You're not gonna care no more.
It was
Yeah.
36,000 francs.
No, but didn't they let her have a 2,000 franc discount?
No, but I think she ended up having like payments. She like switched
Yeah.
to regular payments.
How long was the main character and her husband in debt? About 10
50 years.
50 years, y'all.
2 months.
In debt.
50 years. Yes, let's go.
There you
I chose 50 years
go.
and up. I don't
There
care.
you go. Oh, Garbage took a hit.
Garbage.
Garbage.
Who said it was worth 500 francs at the most? the first jewel or the second Madame Forrester? Forestier. Madame Forestier.
I don't think anyone in the entire story is even called Madame Matilda.
Look, in front of the woman, it's Doctor Who.
Madame
Oh.
Forestier.
Oh.
Oh,
How did you not get that one?
I mean, I was guessing.
You're garbage.
Oh, that is a close one between bleh.
What's Forster?
I can't speak. Dogger and garbage are neck and neck.
Mr.
Mr.
Loisel.
Loisel enjoyed the ball. True.
False.
False. Maybe.
I'm choosing all the wrong answers. I'm already too low.
Was an equal 6-6.
It's an equal 6-6.
6.
Did he not? I thought he enjoyed it.
Yeah, I didn't
Oh.
actually. I thought so too, but what do I know?
No, he wasn't there.
Why did Matilda want to hurry away from the ball? She hated the ball and wanted to get away. Yeah, probably her.
He was
Damn it.
tired.
She was tired.
She was tired. Clearly,
Clearly.
you want to get your sleep.
She was not tired.
Because she had to get away at midnight so that her clothes wouldn't turn back.
in the rags.
No, that's because
Or
she didn't
Cinderella
want to
for
She's
you.
Cinderella.
That's why.
Where's her shoe at?
Oh, garbage.
And she left the
Moving
necklace
up.
behind.
Where's her shoe at?
She didn't want nobody to see.
Forster reaction when Matilda took it. She said she would have brought it back sooner. Told her never to borrow again. Thanked Matilda for borrowing it.
Told her never to borrow again.
Necklace. Matilda took it and ate it.
She said she should have brought it back sooner.
But she ate it. Little salt, little pepper.
You're garbage.
You're garbage.
The real. When she saw Matilda and figured out who she was very happy.
Yep,
Very
she was very
happy.
happy.
Extremely happy.
You see one, I'm very
That's not an
happy.
answer.
That's me. If you see one choice on very happy, that's me. No, there's two.
What?
Actually chose very happy. Crying.
Yep.
Crying.
I'm
Actually chose
I
that.
can't believe someone else actually chose it.
Oh, Lord.
fairly certain. Whatever.
What point of view is the story told from?
Yes.
Third person
Falling apart.
omniscient, omnivore.
Oh my God.
Third person omnivore.
Third person limited.
Limited edition third person view. $39.99.
God in heaven.
Ah, good grief. What's the mood of the story?
Angry.
Yes.
Anger, but then joy. Gloom and nervousness. Oh, look, Inside Out.
Except all of them, except 3 of them are yellow.
There you go.
Oh, I actually chose it right.
What do you mean you actually chose it right? That was the easy one.
Oh my God. Even a blind squirrel finds a nut now and then. All right, down to the last one, neck and neck.
Neck
Get
and
100,000 points right now.
What can we conclude about Matilda?
Be in first place.
That she is terrible.
Main things.
That she's a terrible person.
She doesn't put salt and pepper on her food. Gus.
She's carrying.
Terrible person.
Yeah, she's caring. She's super caring. She's like the nicest person.
Super nice. She's like the nicest.
She's a kind and caring person.
Yep.
Okay, that was like super easy.
Only
Who-
$39.99. You
Sorry.
can have first place on Kahoot.
I got like 9th place.
You're garbage.
I was Fish's Chill, I know.
Not the real one.
Garbage real.
Who was that?
What if that one was another your garbage?
Oh, those are the
You know,
neighbors.
what if it's the same?
Drawer. I see.
Those made two accounts.
Not even, bro.
Oh, good job,
no one knew
Adrian.
where I was. Come on, now look at them. They're
You did
Who
it.
is,
You successfully
Dr.
beat your garbage and your garbage trio.
16,000. Come on now. Because only the real one always stays top 5.
Who's Dogger?
At least now I know the identity of your garbage.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank God. Thank God. Oh,
Your
Who's the
garbage,
fake
your
one?
very nice. So you can take 20 minutes off your Lexia, sir. Excellent job. 20 minutes off your Lexia.
Yeah.
Adrian, I'm
No
impressed.
one's going to take my role. Come on now.
No, just-
Garbage.
Oh.
Garbage.
All right, guys. So we are going to go ahead and move into our lesson for today. Today we're going to be reading a story from an author you're very familiar with, and his name is Roald Dahl. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in here.
I'll be like, who's on?
Does anybody remember the name Roald Dahl?
No.
Yeah.
What has Roald Dahl written?
He's written, I think,
Oh, the peach. The big peach. I forgot what to call it. The big
Giant
peach.
Apple Tree.
There you
The
go.
Giving Tree, I think it's called.
He's written a ton of books, poetry. He's written Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the BFG.
Yeah, that one.
There you go, James and the Giant Peach.
The big hairy giant.
The big, hairy giant, which you definitely want to watch out for those. Okay, so Roald Dahl has written many things and been around for a long time. Roald Dahl was born in 1916 and died in 1990. He was a British novelist, short story writer, and poet. Dahl's books and stories were known for their unexpected endings and often darkly comic. In this short story, Dahl
You're not sharing your screen, Chileno.
Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. Thank you. What's going on? Thanks, man. Sorry about that, guys. In this short story, Dahl describes a woman's reaction when her husband comes home with surprising news. So the skill focus is, in this lesson, you will be practicing analyzing how a character's choices and actions affect plot development. That's a Common Core state standard for 8th grade. This means paying attention to how characters react to specific dialogue or events and how these reactions move the story forward. As you read, take notes on what lines of dialogue or events cause Mary to change her behavior. So, very quickly here, I just want to go ahead and make note of the fact that I did not put a scaffold.
Yep.
I will put a scaffold immediately when I'm done with this lesson. If I'm being really honest, I just forgot to do it. Yesterday was Mother's Day.
It's okay, Chalono.
What'd you get for your mom?
It's understandable.
So, this story is called A Lamb to the Slaughter. And my friends, it is not a kid's story. I think you're going to enjoy it a lot.
Isn't that a saying?
A lamb to the slaughter? Yes, it is.
Yeah, where you just like put yourself out there and you're like doomed to death.
That's exactly right. Like a lamb to the slaughter. Lamb to the Slaughter by Roald Dahl, 1953. The room was warm and clean, the curtains drawn, the two table lamps alight, hers and the one by the chair opposite. On the sideboard beside her, 2 tall glasses, soda water and whiskey, fresh ice cubes in the thermos bucket. Wow, horrible reading today. So I can tell from this opening paragraph, it is obvious she is waiting for someone. Two of everything. 2 drinks, 2 chairs, 2 lights. Mary Maloney was waiting for her husband, there we go, to come home from work. Now and again, she would glance up at the clock, but without anxiety, merely to please herself, with the thought that with each minute gone by, it made nearer the time when he would come. Okay. So she's obviously looking forward to his return.
2,000 years later.
There was a slow, smiling air about her and about everything she did. The drop of a head as she bent, the drop of a head as she bent over her sewing was curiously tranquil. Her skin, for this was her 6th month with child, had acquired a wonderful translucent quality, and the mouth was soft, and the eyes with their new placid look seemed darker, larger, and darker than before. When the clock, grab that. And again, forgive me for my reading today. I don't know what my deal is.
I mean,
So,
that's just typical you, Chelona. Don't
she seems very happy. I should also add, she's pregnant. Of course, that's what with child means. When the clock said 10 minutes to 5, she began to listen. And a few moments later, punctually as always, she heard the tires on the gravel outside and the car slamming, the footsteps passing the window, the key turning in the lock. She laid aside her sewing, stood up, and went forward to kiss him as he came in. "Hello, darling," she said. "Hello, darling," he answered. Thank you very much for the kissing sound effect. She took his coat and hung it in the closet. Then she walked over and made the drinks. So I'm going to pause here and say, all of this sounds very 50s.
Mm-hmm.
She's at, and I don't know how to spell this, so what else is new? At his beck and call. And what that means is like she's there kind of to serve him.
Yes, you like
The very kind of 50s image of a woman. Not that there weren't other.
I think you spelled that right.
How about that? And soon then she walked over, made a strongest one for him and a weak one for herself. And soon she was back again in her chair with the sewing, and he in the other, opposite, holding the tall glass with both hands, rocking it so the ice cubes tinkled against the side. For her, this was always a blissful time of day. She knew he didn't want to speak until the first drink was finished, and she, on the other side, was content to sit quietly, enjoying his company after the long hours alone in the house. So right now, this word captures mood. All is well. He loved to luxuriate the presence of this man and to feel, almost as a sunbather feels the sun, the warm male glow that came out of him to her when they were alone together. So this is also this kind of adoration. Also, I misspelled that obviously, very 50s.
It's 1T.
Thank you, sir. This kind of adoration, very 50s. She almost kind of worships him, needs him so much, makes her look weak. Does this remind? Is anybody reminded of another story that we've read? I'm gonna wait.
No, which one?
We have a woman. She adores her husband almost too much. She seems to.
Wait, I forgot what's it called.
Ah, what happens in that story?
That
She
it was
dies.
in the she. Yeah.
No, that's
No,
incorrect.
no. She saw someone in the window and it was her husband.
Ah, that's my boy.
Oh, what's it called? Oh, I remember. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I think I know which one.
The storm.
Yeah, that
Oh
one.
yeah.
There you go. Nice. She loved him for the way he sat loosely in a chair, for the way he came in the door or moved slowly across the room in long strides. She loved the intent, far look in his eyes when they rested on her, the funny shape of his mouth, and especially the way he remained silent about his tiredness, sitting still with himself until the whiskey had taken away some of it. So I have my first guiding question. Let's check it out. What does Mary enjoy most about her time with her husband after work? She likes his quiet presence. Okay, I kind of like that. He seems like a quiet guy and she enjoys being around him. Possible answer. She likes how excited he is. No, that can't be the answer. It's said several times how quiet he is and that he's tired. He's the opposite of excited. She likes talking to him about his day. No, he didn't want to speak much. And finally, she is no longer alone. That's a pretty good distractor. It's obvious that she would like company, but A would seem to be the better answer. She
It's more
likes
detailed.
quiet presence, just likes to be in his glow, as it were. Hey, Tolona's right. How about that? Okay, so you guys are going to answer the next question, but I'll do the reading for you. Here we go. Tired, darling? Yes, he said, I'm tired. And as he spoke, he did an unusual thing. He lifted his glass and drained it in one swallow, although there was still half of it, or at least half of it. All right, fascinating.
Okay.
So right here,
Alcoholic.
that Paul,
Okay.
not Paul, excuse me,
Jose.
shut it down. So right here, the text turns, the mood turns on one word. Unusual. When the author uses this word unusual, he did an unusual thing, a strange thing. It is a signal to the reader that things are changing for the worse. Something dark is coming. It changes the tone. She wasn't really watching him, but she knew what he had done because she heard the ice cubes falling back against the bottom of the empty glass. And when he lowered his arm, he paused a moment, leaning forward in the chair. Then he got up and went slowly to fetch himself another.
Okay.
Someone's thirsty.
A second drink. Something is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's really, really thirsty.
Maybe he's very thirsty and he just
He's just really
whiskey
tired.
is.
Maybe he's dehydrated.
Maybe hydration is important.
Wait, but
I
doesn't
want to go back up here. Actually, I just want to highlight that if I could, because I enjoyed that. I'll get it, she cried, jumping up. Sit down, he said. Oh, that's probably not. There's no punctuation that would indicate an angry tone. I'll get it, she cried, jumping up. Sit down, he said. When he came back, she noticed that the new drink was a dark amber, and from the quantity of whiskey in it. Okay. So, forgive me, guys. Drink. Actually, I'm going to go back. Second drink, larger and stronger.
Yeah.
You seem to have trouble spelling the word drink.
Yeah, I can't believe it matters though. Something
Wow.
is up. Darling, shall I get your slippers? No. No, she watched him as she began to sip the dark yellow drink, and she could see little oily swirls in the liquid because it was so strong. I think it's a shame, she said, that when policemen get to be as senior as you, that they keep him walking about on his feet all day long. Okay, so we find out he's a cop. He didn't answer, so she bent her head again and went on with her sewing, but each time he lifted the drink to his lips, she heard the ice cubes clinking against the sides of the glass. Darling, she said, would you like me to get you some cheese? I haven't made any supper because it's Thursday.
Give him cheese.
No,
Because no one ever makes supper on Thursday.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. Maybe they have a tradition. Maybe they go out for dinner on Thursdays.
Oh, here, honey, just eat some plain cheese. Thank you.
Yeah, there
That's
you go.
disgusting. I'm sorry. God, no.
No, he said.
The 1950s, I don't think it's plain cheese.
Okay, so thank you guys. But we get this right here. Mr. Chelona was right. So they have a tradition of eating out on Thursdays. If you're too tired to eat, she went on, it's still not too late. There's plenty of meat and stuff in the freezer, and you can have it right here and not even have to move out of the chair. Her eyes waited on him for an answer, a smile, a nod, but he made no sign. I think it's interesting that these words are used here. She waited, her eyes waited on him, much like she waits on him. Anyway, she went on, I'll get you some cheese and crackers first. I don't want it. She moved uneasily in her chair, the large eyes still watching his face. But you must eat. I'll fix it anyway, and then you can have it or not, as you like. So she moved uneasily in her chair. She is starting to realize something is wrong. She stood up and placed her sewing on the table by the lamp. Sit down, he said, just for a minute. Sit down. It wasn't till then that she began to get frightened.
Parasite 1 inside of 0.
Okay, so let's look at the second question. I want you guys to look at it, and I'm going to call on one of you to answer it. So take a minute to look, and I'll give you a minute.
Damn it.
Brian, why are you outside?
Because I can be.
I get it, sure.
This one was
Sassy outside.
Treat this like the classroom. Do your work. All right. So, how can Mary tell there's something wrong with her husband? Cassandra, can you answer that question for me?
It's C. He drinks more than usual.
C. He drinks more than usual. Okay. Is she right? She is absolutely correct. All right. It talks about that when it's right. And forget where it is. Right here. Forgive me. Here we go. Having a second drink, something is wrong. Right in there. Very good, Cassandra. Okay, guys. So the next section is very short. I want you guys to read it and annotate it and answer this question. I will put 3 minutes on the clock. I'm going to read it and annotate mine. Go ahead. Have a quiet couple of minutes. Quiet 3 minutes.
Now I understand what's called land to slaughter. Slaughter.
No, you don't. Be quiet.
It's obvious.
Paul, really?
Oh,
Paul
yeah.
and Duck, if I could permanently mute you, I swear I would.
Lo
But you
siento.
can't, so
Less than a minute. And if you miss this one, you have to stay with me next year.
Uh-oh.
damn, that sucks. That just sucks.
I'm gonna get nightmares again.
Jose, you are my nightmare, so don't trip.
Amen.
Quack, 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 quack.
Amen.
That is just sad.
Quack, 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 quack.
That's just messed up right there.
Yep.
I didn't know the story was gonna be messed up. That's just damn.
Oh, it ain't over yet.
Damn.
There's going to be blood.
Okay, hold on.
Hey,
The
So-
classic alarm.
Jose, what does Patrick reveal to Mary?
That he is leaving her.
Uh-huh.
That he is leaving her. That is absolutely correct. There is no other evidence for any of these three. It is
Nope.
implied
Because he
in
found
this
out baby.
paragraph right here. Of course, I'll give you money and see.
Yeah,
your
that's
look.
totally right there, obvious.
That's exactly right.
Cause yeah.
So, like I said, this isn't a typical Roald Dahl story. Up to this point, it's been fairly mellow. It is going to take a turn for the less childlike. I think you'll enjoy the rest of the story. So what I'm going to do, and I want to apologize actually. I've really been off my game today. I don't know why totally, but my reading was horrible. I forgot to do the scaffold, so I apologize. What I'm going to do now is give the rest of the story to you guys. There isn't a whole lot left. And I am going to work, and while I'm here to answer questions for you. I'm here to walk you through any difficulties that you have. I'll stay on till 10 o'clock. What I'm going to do during that time also is I am going to make a scaffold for the writing question, and I will put it on Google Classroom at the top. All right, so you can just cut it and paste it there. Again, my apologies for not doing that. All right, so go ahead, jump into the work. Let's finish it now. Let's finish it in this setting together. I'll even stay after 10. All right, let's not leave it for later. And let's turn it in this moment. So I'll get to my work, which is making you a scaffold. You get to your work, which is reading the rest of the text and answering the questions. Awesome. Thanks, guys. And thank you for your patience with me today.